Pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is a very important endocrine gland in the human body. It is a pea-shaped gland having a size of about 0.5 grams. It is located below the hypothalamus. It is connected to the hypothalamus with a stack-like structure known as infundibulum. Pituitary is located in a bony cavity formed by the sphenoid bone, which is the part of cranium. Literally, we can say that pituitary is located at the base of the brain. The sella turcica of the sphenoid bone is actually a bony cavity where the pituitary rests. Pituitary has another scientific name known as hypophysis. Pituitary is embryologically speaking, it is ectodermal in origin, and actually an embryological precursor called Rathke's pouch is connected to the pituitary embryonic development. Anatomically, pituitary has an anterior portion, middle portion, and a posterior portion. In case of human being, the middle portion of the pituitary is structurally, functionally insignificant, and also it's seen emerged with the anterior pituitary. Actually, the term pituitary is emerged from a Latin word. Glandula pituitaria is a Latin word. It's connected to this pituitary. When we see the anatomical parts of the pituitary gland, anterior pituitary, it's technically known as adenohypophysis. Adenohypophysis or anterior pituitary, neurohypophysis, posterior pituitary possess very important endocrine secretions or hormones which are functionally very important in the human body. When we see the hormones of anterior and posterior pituitary, the hormones, major hormones secreted by the anterior pituitary are ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone, growth hormone, follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone, TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, prolactin, etc. And middle pituitary is able to secrete an important hormone called MSH, melanocyte stimulating hormone. So when we come to the posterior pituitary or neurohypophysis, it's important to notice that the posterior pituitary is not secreting any hormone. However, it can store and release two important hormones like oxytocin and vasopressin. Oxytocin and vasopressin. Vasopressin is also known as antidiuretic hormone or ADH. Actually, these two hormones are synthesized by the hypothalamus, and it would be taken towards the posterior pituitary where it will be stored temporarily. So we can notice that posterior pituitary is just storing and releasing the secretions, hormones like oxytocin and vasopressin, which are structurally very important and functionally very important. The pituitary hormones, as mentioned earlier, has very important functions to do in our body related to the growth, control of different organs including the thyroid gland, adrenal gland, sex organs, and overall metabolism of the body, and different aspects like pregnancy, birth, water electrolytic balance, functions of the kidney, temperature regulation, etc. So let us list out the significance, functional significance of these hormones later. Anyway, the major anterior pituitary hormones are ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormones, TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone, FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, LH, luteinizing hormone, GH, growth hormone, prolactin. Middle pituitary, melanocyte stimulating hormone. Posterior pituitary is not able to secrete any hormone, however, it can store and release hormones like oxytocin and vasopressin. Finally, it is very important to notice one more thing, that is the entire pituitary is under control of hypothalamal hormones. I think in the earlier sessions you might have heard about hypothalamal hormones like neurohormone, hypothalamal neurohormone, generally known as releasing hormones and inhibiting hormones. These releasing and inhibiting hormones are controlling, regulating the secretions of anterior, middle pituitary hormones. And I think you know the major releasing and inhibiting hormones which are able to control anterior and middle pituitary.